Hello and welcome back. You find us at a breathtaking place. These mountains, lake, trees, and open sky, this is Jones Lake in British Columbia, Canada. This is our sanctuary of peace, our stopping place in a series of adventure, and truly a part of what we consider to be home.
Well, hello folks. Today you are finding us at an incredible spot. The scenery here is just to die for. The mountains, the lake, it is one of the most beautiful lakes in Canada. It really is. It's usually quite busy, but that's life. I mean, it's quite an accessible kind of lake, and it is what it is. However, we have found ourselves in a mostly secluded spot all to ourselves. There's no noise, there's no people, and it's just absolutely phenomenal. So you didn't see us coming into this camp spot because it's late and we really needed to make camp. And another reason is, well, the road's not as entertaining as some of the other roads. So I think it was better for us to kind of get here, set up as quickly as possible. And we do have a very, very long day ahead of us tomorrow. We're going up quite far from this location, so it's quite a drive. Allison's just setting up the tent right now. I'm going to gather a little bit of wood, as is my job, and yeah, we'll go from there. Pretty excited to make a campfire and spend the night here.
Look, I did this all by myself. I unzipped it, I unfolded it. I did not forget to unclip it before I unfolded it.
Unfolded it?
Well, it's folded. What are you doing?
Unfolded it?
Can you see that? There's a mountain here. It's probably here. Or maybe over here.
I actually am wearing a UV protectant shirt because I have a brand new tattoo. And can't really spray sunscreen on it, so I want to keep it protected as much as possible for now. And yeah, it's covered up right now so you can't really see it. Some people call me a mortal man. I think I'm the Fire Lord.
The Fire Lord is a mortal man, by the way. Just thought
The Fire Lord is a mortal man?
Yeah.
No, he's not. He's the Avatar's sworn enemy.
Still mortal, though.
Look, I have created what humans have been searching for generations. Fire!
Pretty sure we found it generations ago. Don't think we've been searching.
Our evening was spent just relaxing and reflecting on everything we had done and seen so far this year, and what more was to come yet. This was a much needed break in a long series of adventures and a busy time with our puppy, so Jones Lake provided the perfect opportunity for us to kick back for a good long night's sleep.
Good morning, Floki.
Good morning. How'd you sleep?
I slept great. You?
How can you not in a place like this?
I know.
It was actually a really good temperature all night. It was a little smidgen cold at one point that I just zipped my sleeping bag up. But then by easily like 6 o'clock this morning, it was like toasty and nice. And now it feels refreshing and lake air and mountain air.
Yeah, what's for breakfast?
I have some croissants to make sandwiches out of.
Croissants. Nom 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 nom. Nom 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 nom.
Cookie monster over here. Croissant monster.
Croissant monster. All right, well, thank you.
Ooh. I'm glad we're leaving now. It's getting really windy. Yeah, it wasn't windy yesterday, and I'm glad because I was a little concerned. Like we're really out in the open. It could have gotten a lot colder in the tent if the wind had picked up. But yeah, I'm glad our camp spot here. We're done. I'm gonna make some sandwiches, and then we're gonna hit the road.
So this is what the locals call a rooftop tent. It's aptly named because it is a tent that sits on your rooftop. Now, this question comes up all the time of, do I need a rooftop tent? Do I want a rooftop tent? Well, the simple answer is no, you don't need a rooftop tent. I don't think anybody actually needs a rooftop tent, but there are many advantages to it. If you take a look at where we are parked, look at how rocky it is and uneven. And then look here, it's all rocks. There is a little river there. And there's a little bit of sandy area here. More rocks, fire pit, and then lake. So if you had a ground tent, I don't know where you would put it. This tent, however, you can drive wherever you want and pop it open. You can pop it open in a Walmart parking lot if you really want to. So when this tent is open, basically all you need to worry about is if your vehicle is somewhat level. And leveling your vehicle is actually quite easy as long as there's rocks or logs or wood that you can use to put under your tires. So it's actually quite easy to level the vehicle. But that's pretty much all you need. Most of these rooftop tents, I think all of these rooftop tents, come with a pretty decent mattress already inside. If not, you can buy a memory foam pad and you can put it on top, and that makes it even more comfortable. So it's really comfortable. And it only takes a few minutes to set up. I would estimate that it takes anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes for us to set up this tent, and it probably takes less than 10 minutes to close it. Closing it is a little bit more work. However, it's not that much work. It's quite easy to do. So my point is, it's an easy to set up thing that you can camp practically anywhere that you want to without having to worry about pitching a tent on the ground. So if you're trying to make a decision about whether you want to buy a rooftop tent, one of the key things to consider is how often you will use it. Because these things are quite expensive, it's really up to you whether you want to spend the money or not, and is it going to be worth it? The second thing to consider is, where are you going camping? If you're going camping to provincial campgrounds or places that are quite groomed where you can easily pitch a ground tents are very inexpensive, like $100 or sometimes even less, a little bit more if you really want to spend the money. These go in the thousands of dollars. So the cheapest ones you're going to find is probably this model, actually. It's one of the cheaper ones, but it is quite amazing. There are some ridiculously expensive rooftop tents you can buy that are hard shell. So there's the hard shells and the soft shells. Hard shell just means it comes in a hard cover that opens up, and then there's a soft canvas or whatever material tent inside. The cloth ones, the soft shell ones, are usually a little less expensive. So they have a cloth cover that goes on top, usually closes around with a zipper. But cost is one of the biggest things to consider when you're thinking about a rooftop tent. Another thing to consider is the height of your vehicle. So it's going to increase the height of your vehicle a lot, change the geometry, change the center of gravity and the balance point. So if you rock crawl a lot and it adds a lot of weight to your vehicle, you do want to consider those kind of things as well. Now, if you're rock crawling, you probably already either have a rooftop tent or don't want one. That's, if you're more into the extreme things. Either way, it is quite spacious. There are tents that are very large. There are tents that are quite small. We find that this tent suits us quite well. The two of us fit perfectly. We could probably fit 2 dogs in there if we really wanted to and still be quite comfortable. So that's what our friends used to do. They have 2 dogs. It used to be 2 humans and 2 dogs in there, and they used to be quite warm and comfortable. Wind is a factor, always needing to consider you're higher up, so you're not blocked off from the elements. So being surrounded by trees is usually nice to have. For us, though, I think this is a fantastic thing to have. Because we camp very often, like very, very often. A lot of the times we go camping, most of the times we go camping, actually, we don't record it. So you don't actually see how much and how often we go out. So for people like us, being able to camp anywhere that we want on any terrain, and also the portability, is absolutely key.
I feel like I say this in every video, and while packing up at every beautiful campsite, leaving is a bittersweet feeling. Jones Lake is a very special place, and we hate leaving every time that we come. But the world around us is full of incredible places, and we want to see more. We pack up our things once again and head out onto the road. But let's not pretend we drove very fast. There's far too much beauty in this land to simply drive by it. We took our time. We enjoyed the views, taking in every sight as a mental photograph. We have a long journey ahead, and we hope that you'll join us through these videos and feel inspired to get out and explore yourself.